In this video, we're going to create a custom Elementor widget from scratch without writing any code. Even if you've never built a widget before, by the end of this lesson, you'll be ready to build your first. Before we get started, it's important to note that when Angie creates an Elementor widget, it includes content controls for content-related items and style controls for colors, fonts, and the other visual settings of the widget, making every widget fully customizable from within the editor. The first widget we'll create is a before and after image comparison widget, the kind where visitors drag a sliding bar to reveal two versions of an image. Think diet transformations, website redesigns, dog grooming shops, interior designers. It's a great visual tool. Describe the widget to Angie. Create a before and after image comparison widget with a draggable divider. The user should be able to slide left and right to reveal each image. Use vanilla JavaScript to ensure the slides handle is fully interactive for both mouse and touch events. Include text labels for before and after, overlaying their respective images and rounded corners for the main widget. Notice how the prompt covers both layers: content, two images, labels added as an overlay, and style, rounded corners, and interactive draggable slider handles. Think of it like briefing a developer. If you're not sure how to phrase your prompt, that's okay. You can use a tool like ChatGPT or Gemini to help you describe the perfect instructions. The more detail you give, the closer the first result will get to what you want. When you're done writing your prompt, just click send. Angie writes the code and builds the widget. It typically takes about 2 to 3 minutes for Angie to create a full widget. You see this pink border that appeared around the canvas? That means you're in test mode. Nothing is live yet. This is your safe space to review and iterate. Now Angie's done, and you can see it gives us the name of the widget it created and lets us know where we can find the widget in the editor panel and in Angie's snippets. Before moving forward, you'll be asked to reload the page. Let's go back to the widget panel in the editor, and we'll scroll down to a new section called Angie Widgets. You can also just search for it by name in the search field. Drag in your new before and after image comparison widget. Here, you can add the two images, one for before and one for after. We now have a working draggable divider with smooth interaction and clean design. Let's take a look in the preview. It's beautiful. Another great thing about Angie is that if there's anything you want to add to what it created, just go back to the conversation. So let's say for this slider, we want to add a dropdown to choose the aspect ratio. We can put that request in Angie and it will add it to the widget. Angie takes another 2 to 3 minutes to modify the widget. Then you'll be asked to reload the page once again to see the updates. When you're happy with the result, click Publish to Live. The pink test mode border disappears and your widget is now live on your site. Note that widgets you create in test mode will only appear in the widget panel while you're in test mode until you publish it. So if you can't find your widget, make sure you're either in test mode or you've published it to your site. That's the full loop. Describe what you want. Let Angie generate it. Test it safely, then publish. Let's explore another widget this time. We're going to build a text variable proximity widget. We want the text to scale when users hover over it to increase engagement. To achieve better results with Angie, I'm going to start a new chat. That's important because we'll keep the context clear for what we want to build next. We'll put in the instructions for the widget, and I'll also paste it in the description of this video. Create a custom Elementor widget for an interactive text heading. Requirements: core functionality, display a text heading where the text is dynamically split into individual elements for each character. Interactivity: use vanilla JavaScript to track mouse proximity smoothly. As the mouse gets closer to a specific letter, this letter should scale up based on its individual distance from the cursor. Controls: include Elementor editor controls for the following: text content, base color, maximum scale, multiplier, interaction radius. Obviously, this is a really detailed prompt. I use Gemini or ChatGPT to create detailed prompts, which helps get better results. When Angie's done, it'll ask you to reload the page again to see the new widget. Now we'll head back to the editor and find our interactive text heading. Notice the name doesn't exactly match the instructions I gave. That's why it's important to look at the output Angie gives you. If we look back at the conversation with Angie, we can see that it told us what widget it created and where to find it. We'll drag that into the editor, write in my heading, adjust the color and typography. Then we'll go take a look in preview mode to see what that looks like. I'm not so happy with how much the text is scaling upon hover. So I'll go back to the editor, to the Content tab, and in the Interaction section, I'll fix the max scale multiplier. Much better. Now I can publish it, and it will be available outside of test mode as well. Let's try another one. We're going to create an image reveal menu. This widget is great for helping visitors navigate in a visual manner. We'll open Angie's chat from the top bar of the editor. I'll add all the requirements for this image reveal menu. This prompt is quite long, so if you want to use it, you can copy the full prompt from prompts.elementor.com. That's our prompt library. Now the widget is ready. I'll click reload to see the widget in the editor panel. I can drag it in and start editing it in the editor. We have all the same controls to customize this widget: typography, content to change the text, and images. We can even set the background overlay color. And when we're happy with the final result, we can exit test mode and publish the widget. Okay, let's do one more widget. This time, we're creating a responsive Elementor data table widget. I'll give Angie the full instructions, which you can also find in the prompt library. When it's ready, I'll reload the page. We'll drag the new responsive data table widget. In the Content tab, you can see we can set the category names, number of columns, and more, based on my prompt. And for the table rows, we have an Elementor repeater, where we can set the specific values of each row and add as many rows as I'd like. When it's ready, we can go ahead and publish it. That's it. We have a new data table widget for Elementor. That's all for this tutorial, where we reviewed how to create new widgets for Elementor with Angie.